everyone, this is Ariana Kilingin, a grade 10 student of Section Gaisan. This video project focuses on how to resolve conflict among and between individuals or groups. And it is given by Mrs. Karen Del Doble. So let's start. Conflict, arguments, and change are natural parts of our lives, as well as the lives of every school premises, institution, agency, organization, and nation. Conflict resolution is a way for two or more parties to find a peaceful solution to a disagreement among them. The disagreement may be personal, financial, political, or emotional. When a dispute arises, often the best course of action is a negotiation to resolve the disagreement. The goals of negotiation are to produce a solution that all parties can agree to work as quickly as possible to find the solution, to improve, not hurt, the relationship between the groups in conflict. Conflict resolution through negotiation can be good for all parties involved. Often each side will get more by participating in negotiation than they would by walking away. And it can be a way for your group to get resources that might otherwise be out of reach. So the main goal of negotiation with your opposition is to come to an agreement that benefits all parties. Some other good reasons to negotiate are to understand more about those whose ideas, beliefs, and backgrounds may be different from your own, and to ensure that your relationships with opponents continue and grow. Furthermore, to find peaceful solutions to difficult situations, full-blown battles use up resources, time, energy, good reputation, motivation. By negotiating, you avoid wasting these resources, and you may actually make new allies and find new resources. There are 7 steps to successfully negotiating the resolution of a conflict. Number 1, understand the conflict. Number 2, communicate with the opposition. Number 3, brainstorm possible resolution. Number 4, choose the best resolution. Number 5, use a third-party mediator. Number 6, explore alternatives. And number 7, cope with stressful situation and pressure tactics. In resolving conflict, you should, number 1, understand the conflict. Conflicts arise for a variety of different reasons. It is important for you to define clearly your own position and interest in the conflict, and to understand those of your opponent. Number 2, communicate with the opposition. Now that you have thought through your own interests and those of the other party, you can begin to communicate directly with your opposition. Here are some tips for productive talks. Listen. Their opinions are important to you because their opinions are the source of your conflict. If something is important to them, you need to recognize this. Recognizing doesn't mean agreeing, of course. Let everyone participate who wants to. People who participate will have a stake in a resolution. They will want to find a good compromise. Number 3, brainstorm possible resolutions. Now that you know what the interests of both parties are and how to better communicate with the opposition, you can start thinking about solutions. Look at all of the interests you have listed, for you and for your opponents, and look for common interests. Often both parties share many interests. For example, both groups may want stability and public respect. Number 4, choose the best resolution. After the meeting, you will need to decide which resolution is best. Review your brainstorm ideas. Start the best ideas. These are what you will work with during the conflict resolution process. Set a time to discuss them and determine which idea is the best. The goal here is to use both group skills and resources to get the best result for everyone. Which resolution gives both groups the most? That resolution is probably the best one. Number 5, use a third-party mediator. As you are brainstorming and choosing a good resolution, you may want to use a third-party mediator. This is a person who is not from your group or your own opponent's group, but whom you both trust to be fair. Your mediator can help both sides agree upon a standard by which to judge your resolutions. Standards are a way to measure your agreement. Number 6, explore alternatives. There may be times when, despite your hard work and goodwill, you cannot find an acceptable resolution to your conflict. You need to think about this possibility before you begin negotiation. At what point will you decide to walk away from negotiations? What are your alternatives if you cannot reach an agreement with your opponent? And lastly, number 7, cope with stressful situation and pressure tactics. So far, we've talked about how to negotiate with a fairly reasonable opponent. However, you need to be prepared to negotiate with all kinds of opponents, both reasonable and unreasonable. What if your opponent is more powerful and influential than you are? What if they refuse to meet or talk with you? All of these situations are stressful and intended to put extra pressure on you to make a quick decision in the opposition's favor. When a situation like this takes place, stay calm and go slow. Don't get angry or make a rash decision. Instead, talk about the pressure tactic without judging. That would be all. Thank you.